ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते दक्षिणामूर्तये मह्यं मेधां प्रज्ञां प्रयच्छ स्वाहा। So we are going to conclude this masterpiece of Adi Shankaracharya, Dakshinamurti Stotram of 10 verses, main verses, and 6 dhyana shlokas. So this kind of study of Vedanta is all about getting to know oneself. It is to discover one's true nature, whether it is Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Prakaranas, or stotrams like this, which are a Prakarana. This is the aim. How am I related to the world? What is the essence of the Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara? So initially when we are born, all three are different. I am born by the grace of Ishvara into a Jagat, and the Jagat is no way me. All three distinct. Then what happens? Slowly they collapse into two. There is only you, the experiencer, and whatever is experienced, Jagat. And finally, the study of Vedanta culminates in only one. That is, you are the core of the entire creation. Tat Jagat Karanam Brahma Tvam Asi. So the standpoint is different. When there's a standpoint of Upadhi, Nama Rupa, when we see differences in bodies and minds, there will be plurality. There will be Dvaitam. There will be, infinite. But from the standpoint of the Paramarthika Satyam, how many Satyams are there? One. Ekaha Advitiyaha Atma Brahma. So very beautifully Shankaracharya, gives us drishtantas in this stotram from nature. Like we saw in the last 6th shloka, the sun and the moon. The sun as though eclipsed, by a celestial body, that is the moon coming between the earth and the sun, is as though eclipsed. It is not really covered. That's called the Rahu Grasta, the shadow planet. And then lunar eclipse also, when the earth is also a celestial, planet, comes in between and obstructs. So there is an obstruction. There is no actual cover. That obstruction is called avarana. Avaranoti iti avaranaha. So this Maya, this is the Shakti of Maya. Maya has the power to veil the intellect. Avarana Shakti. So when the avarana is there, when the actual tattvam is covered, then what will happen? Vikshepa. Vikshepa will be, then I will mistake the Atma to be something else because I don't know what it is. So that is why we saw all kinds of erroneous conclusions. People, the Bhrantaha, people are mistaking, body to be Atma, Prana, Indriya, Manas, Buddhi. And then we saw that Atma is pure existence, San Matraha. And so the example of sleep, we saw in deep sleep, Sushupti Avastha, what happens? The mind is withdrawn into the Karana Shariram, causal body, and the physical body is not available, nor sense organs. But are you there? Yes.
Atma is there.
Yeah, I as Atma am there, but I as Swamini, Archana, Padma are not there. The I has withdrawn itself. But it is not absent. It is just very sukshma in the causal body. Because that I has to return next morning to depart from Deni. So the waker I has to come back, right? So the I will come back and engage in Vyavahara. But in the Sushupti Avastha, there is no person, there is no Nama Rupa, there are no possessions, and there is no family, no relationships, no attachments, no Sukham Dukham. So whether it is Donald Trump, president, or a beggar, yeah, whether thief or saint, all enjoy the same Anandam in deep sleep. There is no difference. Yeah, because deep sleep is also an experience. Yeah, when nothing is happening, there is some witnessing presence which is aware of nothing, of the absence of experience. So you cannot tell Atma is Shunyam. Atma is aware of the absence of experience in deep sleep state and the presence of experiences in the other two states, Jagrat and dream. And so, Avasthatraya Sakshi, that is who you really are, and that is the invariable constant in all the three avasthas. Because at the time of waking, Prabodha Samaye, there is Pratibhignaha. Pratyabhigna is the recollection, that I slept well. I did not know that I was there. Yeah? So that recollection, it happens in the waking state. So we saw how the deep sleep state reveals to us the pure existence, Sanmatraha. Sanmatraha, that is Satvastu, that is my true nature. So now we can appreciate that I am, with possessions, with family, with roles, with identities, or without. I is there. And that is the I that we want to fully assimilate over time through such shastras. Yeah. That, nenu, nan, that is there. Aham, aham, it is pulsating, spuranam. Now, then in verse 7, we saw Balyadishu, Jagradadishu, Sarvasu, Avasthasu. There is the I, the invariable constant in every stage of our life. I remember again, I was 7 years old in this school, in this city. Then I moved, I traveled. So there is lot of I. There is recollection. So there Acharya says that all through, the lokas, the samvatsaras, I celebrated so many birthdays, anniversaries, Shashti, Shatabhishekam. I continues. And so all these changes, where are they happening? To the body. So Krishna has said this in chapter 2. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namuhyate. So the dhira, the mumukshus, with a clear eye, they can see that all the changes of boyhood, and the turbulence of teenage and the middle age, running around hectic. Then, the Vriddhavastha, you slow down, but mind is still active. All these changes are happening to the body, yeah, but not to you, the Atma. So, in the states of the mind, also, happy states, angry, also you are there as the witness. You are there, you are the waker now, then you become the dreamer, then you become the sleeper, then we go to the dining hall, we become eaters, then sleeper will come later. So, but I am there. Hmm? That was pointed out in verse number 7. And Dakshinamurti, the Lord, assumes the form of the Guru, and what does Dakshinamurti do? Prakati karoti swatmanam, reveals that nature, the true nature, and how? Bhadraya mudraya. Bhadraya mudraya is with the auspicious chin mudra, and we have seen a detailed explanation. The chin mudra is jnana mudra. And so that jnana mudra is the Swatmanam, reveals the Swatmanam. So there is the commonality. The Swatmanam, be it of an ant or a thief or a terrorist or a saint or the mosquito that is biting us, is one. Same Atma. But what is different? The upadhis. Yeah, the confining upadhis. The bodies are different. And this Prakati Karanam, to whom it is done, that word bhajatam is there. Bhajatam is for the seekers of moksha or the mumukshu. That is why the Upanishads say this kind of tattvam will be a closed topic. Only if we seek it, take a step, register for the camp, it will be revealed to those mumukshus alone. Otherwise, closed topic. We'll be busy in the world, Jagrat or dreaming avastha, but it will not open up its secrets, the Shastras. So, Upanishad says the one who chooses to know Atma, Atma will reveal to those people. So, Bhajatam Swatmanam Prakati Karoti in that shloka number 7. And unto that Guru, Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Sri Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Now, then we did the next shloka also, briefly, the 8th one. The 8th one talked about, what is the ordinary perception of the world, Vishwaha. The normal ordinary perception will be with the Dvaita Buddhi. Yeah. So our eyes with a gross vision will only see Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa Kriya. Oh, he's working in the bank, in that bank. Oh, she's dark tanned, So our eyes and mind, mainly mind, will discriminate everything in terms of gender, color, community, religion, nationality, qualification, all these discrimination will be there. And some of it is needed also for purpose of Vyavahara. But as a student of Vedanta, Acharya says that one has to have that gold drishti or clay buddhi. The familiar examples. There are many instruments, many ornaments, necklace, earrings, anklets, odiyanam, golden. Yeah, but do you see many ornaments or do you see one? Yeah, that is called gold drishti. Yeah. So you see the stuff, the real thing is gold, and gold has assumed so many forms which have many functions. Anklets are worn on the legs, kundalam is worn in the ear, respective. So Nama Rupa Kriyas are countless, but the Tattvam is one. So that is what here it is said that, we always need a changeless background to perceive change. On the screen, we project the movie. The movie, a lot of action is happening, stunts and meetings, departures and all. But without a non-moving screen, you cannot see action. isn't it? If the screen also moves, then how can you enjoy the movie? So, Vedanta says when you go next time to watch a film, you know, are you watching the movie or are you also conscious of the changeless background? If you are conscious of the screen, you cannot enjoy the movie, right? So, and if you are watching the movie, then you miss out the screen. So, the Shastra says that you are that screen like changeless consciousness, Atma. And on that, the worlds, the dream world, the waking world, the sleep world, they're rising and falling. They're appearing and dissolving. That is the ultimate vision of the Shastra. So in the verse 8, we saw Karya Karanataya Swa Swami Sambandataha Shishya Acharyataya Pitra Putradi Atmana Bhedataha. How does one see the world? With Bheda Buddhi. Bhedataha. What kind of Bheda? Subject, object, division. I am the son of so and so. I am the Shishya of so and so Guru. This body is an effect, Karyam. Then what is the Karanam? Karma. So we are interpreting the world in terms of Karyams and Karana. Whereas what is the truth? If we go on tracing, every Karyam to its Karanam, then we arrive at Ishvara. So Ishvara is really ultimately the cause of everything. Is the causeless cause. And so here this Bheda is when I have this Deha Abhimana. Oh, this belongs to me. That is Swami Sambandhataha. Or there is a relationship Sambandhaha. Or there is a Karya Karanam Sambandha. This is how normal perception will take place. Ordinary. But now, with the study of Vedanta, we come to the perception of the Tattvam. With Viveka, we begin to see the one Tattvam, and that is called the Advaita Drishti, Sukshma Drishti. That shloka from the Gita also, often we see that. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmana Gavi Hastini Shunichaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So the wise people, they know that a dog is different from a pandit. Yeah, Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha. Pandit is different from outcast, and they're all different from an elephant. But they still have the sameness of vision because their sight, their eyes penetrate the gross bodies and they are able to grasp the Sukshma Tattvam in all of them. Now, that does not mean that they will treat all of them the same. So, when it comes to Vyavahara, it will be appropriate. We don't do Pada Puja to dogs and elephants, right? So, Mahatma, we offer Purna Kumbham. Then the dogs will be treated in a different way. But at the same time, there is an appreciation of the Tattvam, the essential oneness. That is the vision. Okay. So ultimately, the Tattvam is that Ishvara is the cause of everything. Now let's proceed to the ninth penultimate shloka of Dakshinamurti Stotram. So when the Atma Tattvam, which is really Satvastu, it is veiled in sleep. Yeah. And it is also veiled in the dream avastha. And we are under the spell of that avidya maya in the waking state also. Right now, we are trying to dispel that avidya. Now the question comes, how can this avidya maya be removed? How can I be free from confusion and free from delusion? So ninth shloka gives us a sadhana, an upasana. How to do that? And which is connected to the form of Dakshinamurti, the eightfold aspect of Dakshinamurti. So let us chant the shloka first, and then we will see what upasana or sadhana acharya is referring to. भूरम्भास्य नलो निलों परमहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् भूरम्भास्य नलो निलोऽम्बरमहत्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदम् यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशताम् यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये Together. भूरम्भास्य नलो निलोऽम्बरमहत्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशता यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. Now we have seen so far also that the one Karanam, Ishvara is Jagat Karanam. And there is only one Karanam for this entire Jagat. And the Jagat is Chara Achara Atmakamidam. Iti, now let's do the sandhis. Bhuhu Ambha Asya Bhuhu Ambhasya Nalo Nilom Ambara Aharnathaha Himamshuhu Puman. I'll come to the first line. Iti abhati chara charatmakamidam yasya eva murtya ashtakam. Na anyat kinchana vidyate vimrishatam yasmat parasmat vibhoho tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye nama idam Shri Dakshina Murtaye. So the first line is Bhuhu Ambhasi Analaha Anilaha Ambaram Aharnathaha Himamshuhu Puman. 8 words are there. Okay. Second, iti abhati chara acharatmakamidam yasyeva murtyashtakam. So now, what is the sadhana acharya is going to recommend for us to drive away the avidya and to understand that Ishvara Jagat Karanam has manifested as this entire Jagat. And the sadhana is in the form of upasana. What kind of upasana? To meditate upon the entire Jagat as Ashtamurti Brit, eightfold. So if we meditate and concentrate on just 8 aspects of the entire Jagat, then we will be worshipping that Ishvara, and by the grace of Ishvara, remove the avidya. And what is that Ashtamurti Brit? Dakshinamurti. The entire form of Dakshinamurti, which we have been seeing in the temple, has 8 aspects. We're going to see that one by one. So, worshipping the whole Jagat as an eightfold manifestation of Ishvara is the sadhana Acharya gives in order to remove that veil of Maya and to claim this Atma Tattvam Jnanam. Okay. Now, we are all familiar with Ekarupa Ishtadevata worship. We all do it in our homes, no? So we connect to Ganesha or Devi or Shiva or Vishnu, and then we connect through the Ashtotram and all the stotrams for that one deity, right? Now Acharya says that expand your mind to worship the whole Vishwaha as the cosmic temple of Ishvara. So we will see the Ishvara. So this is the visualization of the whole universe, Jagat as the cosmic temple. I can see many advantages in this. No queuing up, no senior citizen queue, no special darshan, no stress and tension, no commercialization. This cosmic temple is open 24/7. Anytime you can have darshan. At night, go up to your terrace, look at the stars, Ishvara. Open on Friday morning, Ishvara comes in the form of Gomata to our homes, right? Then you cook something, Ishvara is there in the form of fire. So that is the expansion that the Acharya wants us to do. Expand yourself from beyond the puja room where you have been doing one Ishtadevata Ekarupa Upasana, and then begin to see the Ishvara in many more forms. In everything, ultimately.
Right.
Yeah. But first, we cannot see Ishvara in negative things. Can you see Ishvara in a cockroach?
No.
No. Or a snake or a terrorist. You'll say Ishvara in a terrorist? Impossible. So we do positive things first in Gomata, yeah, in Tulasi, in Haldi, Pasupu, then we see Ishvara, we are fond of that in flowers, no? We cannot see Ishvara right away in negative things, no? That requires more maturity. Okay. So here Acharya is saying that initially, just as we go to kindergarten and then middle school, high school, university, first we start with Ekarupa Saguna Dhyanam or Upasana, connect to one deity. And then your Sri Rama, your Devi, expand and see it in many more things. See it in nature, in the rivers, in the mountains, in your children, in parents, and everything. Chara, be it Chara, moving or Achara. Then, what is the final goal? That Vishwarupa Darshanam will bring us to Arupa Darshanam. That is, all the worship that we do to many more forms with Shraddha Bhakti will bring us to the formless Tattvam. The formless Advaita Parabrahma Tattvam. That is the vision. No, that Atma, Arupa Darshanam. So, Ekarupa, Anekarupa, Arupa Darshanam. But here, Acharya is focusing on the Vishwarupa Darshanam, Anekarupa. Now, look at the first line again. Bhuhu. Bhuhu is referring to Bhumi, is the Prithvi or the earth principle. Then Ambhasi. Ambhasi are the waters. Jalam, waters. Jalatattvam. Then Analaha. Analaha is referring to fire. Yeah, beautiful word. Then Anilaha. It's not Tamil Anilaha. Anil means squirrel. But Sanskrit Anilaha means na nilayati iti Anilaha. Nilayati means that which does not stop. So the air, Vayu, will keep moving. So one word is Anilaha.
One that does not
Move. No, one that does not stay in one place. Na nilayati iti Anilaha. Yeah, which keeps moving. No? Then we have Ambaram. Ambaram is space, correct? Akasha. Then we have Aharnathaha. Aharnathaha means the Lord of the day, referring to the sun. The sun. Okay. Then Himamshu. Himamshu is,
No.
yeah, cool as a snow. That is moon.
Okay.
Himamshu. And finally, Puman. Puman is the Jiva. Now, in this shloka, Acharya is pointing out to 8 aspects into which everything will fall under. First is the 5 elements, tanmatras. Yeah. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. And the order here is Bhuhu, Ambhasi, Analaha, Anilaha, Ambaram, Aharnathaha, Himamshuhu, Puman. So let's take the first 5 elements. No? So Bhuhu, Prithvi. Now we all have this Panchasthala, temples.
Yeah.
4 in Tamil Nadu and 1 in Kalahasti. Where is the Bhulingam? Kanchi. Yeah, Kanchipuram. So Acharya says here that let us worship the earth element as Ishvara. Yeah, to begin with. So earth element, is there in food that we eat. Earth element is there in our own body in the form of minerals, calcium, iron, and all that. Then when we get up in the morning, we all Samudravasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale. We salute the earth. The dancers, yesterday we saw, they salute the stage. That is Bhu. And so Acharya says, can we recognize this Bhu Tattvam and pay our reverence in this way? Then we have to extend the sensitivity by not polluting the earth, by seeing the earth as a manifestation of Ishvaraha. Not dumping garbage here and there, not creating garbage in the first place, no? So this is the Bhu worship, no? That is why in our culture, even before laying the foundation, there is a Bhumi Puja. Dancer salutes the stage and we offer our pranams on waking up. So this is the first element, yeah? So already from Ishtadevata worship, we are beginning to see the earth element as Ishvara. Next is Ambhasi. Ambhasi means Apaha, water. So where is the water Shivalingam? Tiruvanekkaval, yeah? Appulingam it's called, no? Jambukeshwara. Yeah, Appulingam also. So let us now see water as a manifestation of Ishvara and understand the glory of Tirtha. And we chant that shloka, Gange, Chayamani, Chaiva, Godavari, Saraswati. Yeah. Then all the priests, Achyutaya Namam, Anantaya Namam, Govindaya, they sanctify the water. Then we see Abhishekam every day. How the water is. So can we see water as Ishvara? Water is Ishvara. That's the second step. Again, we should take care not to pollute the waters, keep our rivers sacred, because without river, the forests will vanish. So the second way to approach is to sanctify the water tattvam. That's why in our culture we do arghyam to the sun, no? And in our body, 72% or more is water, which gives the form to the body. So let us respect water as Ishvara. This is the second tattvam. Totally, we're going to count 8. Then the third one is Analaha. Alam na vidyate iti Analaha. Analaha is a word for fire. Because fire will never say alam, enough. Fire will always ask for more. Swaha, swaha, it will say, give me more, give me more. Now, where is this Anala Lingam? Arunachala, yes. No, Agni Lingam is in Tiruvannamalai. Some of you are going there from here. Now, the fire Tattvam is the first Pratyaksha Devata. The other two are invisible, no? The first two, I mean, Akasha and Vayu. But Analaha is the Pratyaksha Devata, and it is, prayed, worshipped as Ishvara in all the Vedic rituals. Early morning, we see yajnas, yeah? And so Analaha is present inside of us also, digestive fire, body temperature. So we can, even without going to a temple, we can connect to Ishvara through the fire element. Fire, where there is fire, there is Ishvara. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah. Gita Shloka. Then the next one is Ambaram, Chidambaram. So Ambaram is the subtlemost of Tanmatras, that is Akasha. So we revere that Akasha as that which accommodates everything. Right now, yeah, Anilaha, yes, next it's coming. Okay, let me finish Ambaram. So like right now, we are all accommodated in this Ambaram of the Parnashala. So we have to say thanks to Ambaram. The space, no? So space is Ishvara. That is the idea here. Swamiji will say there is always space in our stomach for extra laddus. So space can contract and expand. Even scientists are discovering that now. That before they used to say space is nothing. Now they know that space is an effect. It is a karyam. It is a product. It contracts sometimes and expands. And in deep sleep, is there space? No. No. So when the mind itself is withdrawn, there is no time, there is no space. So space disappears and then reappears. The space is a product. Then we come back to Anilaha. Anilaha is the Vayu Tattvam. And the Vayu Tattvam is is celebrated or worshipped in Kalahasti temple. Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi. There are Shanti Pathas which salute Vayu as Pratyaksham Brahma. Oh Vayu, right now there is a lot of Vayu here. You know, you are Brahma. Namaste Vayu. And where else is Vayu? Very close to us as our own breath. So breath is Ishvara. Breath is a manifestation of Ishvara. So can I sit down quietly and worship Ishvara as the incoming breath and the outcoming breath? That is the arrangement of Ishvara. So that Vayu through the subtle prana sustains life. So have we covered all the 5 elements? So this is the sadhana. The sadhana is to appreciate Ishvara as each of these so far. Now let's go to the 6th element. What is the 6th element? Yes. Aharnathaha. No? Ahaha means day. Natha is Lord. Who is the Lord of the day? Sun. Divakaraha, Dinakaraha is the same as Aharnathaha. So the sun. And the sun is a very important factor, is the 6th factor. And how can we worship the sun? Offering arghyam, doing Surya Namaskaras, no? And chanting the Aditya Hridayam and Surya Gayatri. All these are prescribed as sadhanas. So I don't have to, go to a special temple and, queue up. Although we're not saying don't do that, but this option is there. Just connect to sun. Sun is Ishvara. Aharnathaha. So the sun, without sun, can there be life? The sun is nourishing the whole planet. And we worship the sun with wonder and gratitude. And that would be the upasana of the 6th factor. Now the 7th is Himamshuhu. Himamshuhu is the moon. Now the moon is very healing and calming and cool. And we have so many festivals connected with Chandrama. Kartika Purnima is going to come. Guru Purnima, Karva Chauth. So we celebrate the radiance of the moon with the festivities. Yeah, that is Himamshu Upasana. Now, what is the last factor? 7 are over. Puman. Who is the Puman? The Jiva, us. No? So that the person who is worshipping is also included in the Jagat. Okay? So when I go to the temple in the morning, then that Jiva is Ishvara, who is praying, who is connecting to Ishvara with mantras and pujas. And with these 8 factors, Jiva is you, the devotee. Yeah. The Jiva is the one who prays to Ishvara. So Jiva is really Ishvara. So the idea here is the first line covers the entire Jagat. No? Did you see in Dakshinamurti pujas today also? Now we come to all these 8 factors are covered in the Murti of Dakshinamurti. So we found the decoration of the sun. You know, there was Chandanam as a sun and there was Kumkuman in the middle. Bright sun was made. Then the moon was shown with Vibhuti, the crescent moon. Now the moon stands for all the satellites and the sun stands for all the stars. Yeah, stars. And the 5 elements are present in the Guru Murti. And the Jiva who is worshipping Dakshinamurti to arrive at the oneness is the 8th. There is nothing left out. So the message here is, if we worship Ishvara in all these manifestations, then we will understand that all that is here is Ishvara. Yeah? We don't have to go anywhere, especially at a special time and place. Ishvara is right here and now, as the body temperature, digestive fire, as my capacity to think and act, as the fire that I light, as the arati that I do. The food that I eat is Prithvi Tattvam, water, breath. All this is covered by the 8 factors. Bhuram bhasya nalo nilom paramahar natho himam shuppuman. That's the first line. So the form of Dakshinamurti is 8-fold. Now can you see the form at the back? Let me try to show you the form. See, the form that we have at the lecture hall here. So we have this Dakshinamurti form is Ashtamurti Brit. We'll have all these 8 factors. No? Let us see how. Now, in one hand, Dakshinamurti has the torch. Which element would that be? Fire, obviously. Huh? And then where is the Vayu Tattvam? So, this is a different form of Dakshinamurti. Huh? So, there is a, hairband. The hairband, around the head. So, the hairband says that the Vayu Tattvam is making our hair go all over the place. So, we use a hairband or a clip to keep it in place. So, that implies Vayu Tattvam is there. Okay, that is Vayu. So, Vayu and fire are over. Then, what is the next Tattvam? Ambaram, space. Yeah. Now, in most of the Dakshinamurti, even at the temple, there is a Damaru. So, the Damaru has the space element inside it. And so, that only because Akasha is there, can there be sound. So, the Damaru stands for the Ambaram space element. And the hairband stands for the Vayu Tattvam. The fire in the hand stands for Agni Tattvam. What is left now? Jala Tattvam. So, in some Dakshinamurti or Shiva statues, there will be Ganga Ji. So, Jala Tattvam is the Ganga. And then now Prithvi Tattvam is the whole metal Vigraha. So, in the south, they make the Dakshinamurti statues as 5 alloys. 5 stones will be mixed. Panchaloha, yeah. That is the Prithvi Tattvam. So, you see, we are worshipping the entire universe when you worship Dakshinamurti. That's the idea. That's just the 5 elements. Now, where is the sun? On the right side. No? The sun stands for all the stars, and the moon is on the left. No? Yeah, Ida Pingala. Some places they show the Ardhanarishwara aspect. Yeah. The Ida and Pingala, the male, and the female. On the female side of the moon, there'll be Kundalam, and on this side, there'll be half a thread will be there, like that. But Dakshinamurti generally will show us the 5 elements and the sun and the moon. And what is the 8th? Puman. Puman is the Jiva who is looking at the Dakshinamurti. So the Jiva who's praying to Ishvara is the 8th. Yeah. And that covers all the 8 elements. Nothing is left out. So this sadhana Acharya is showing is the Ashtamurti Bhrit sadhana. Ashtamurti Bhrit is the 8-fold. So we are praying to the Dakshinamurti, which is, who has incarnated, who's an incarnation of Shiva Parameshwara and incarnated to protect the Atma Dharma, and who is enlightening the Sanat Kumara sages at the base. So at the base, you can see elderly sages around. So they are the 4 Sanat Kumaras. And what else do we see? Apasmara, the demon. Yeah. So there is a demon, and which is pressed down by the right foot of Dakshinamurti generally. And the demon stands for Tamas and Rajas. So the mind, the mind that is, creating all the obstacles in life, Raga Dveshas, the subconscious mind, that is kept in check by that Virasana posture of Dakshinamurti. Keeping that in check through sadhana, through an alert, informed mind. Did you get the symbolism of Dakshinamurti? Yeah. So there are variations in the pictures, See, in this Dakshinamurti, at our temple also, there is a book. That book stands for Vedas and the Shastra Pramana, the Vedas. Then there'll be a Mala, and the Mala is the Mantra Shakti. So there are little variations. Veena also, the arts, showing Apara Vidya. But basically, the Dakshinamurti, the figure, Vigraha, will have all these 8 aspects. The one praying to Dakshinamurti, the 5 elements, the sun and the moon. And with that, the whole Jagat is covered. So when we're praying to Dakshinamurti, it is equivalent to worshipping in the cosmic temple of the entire Jagat. That is called Vishwa Rupa Darshana or Aneka Rupa Upasana. Yeah, from Eka to Aneka. So the idea is that, whatever you take a Tulasi plant, Tulasi plant is Prithvi Tattvam. You are worshipping Prithvi Tattvam through the plant. Yeah. Then you light a fire, you do arati, you pour water, you are worshipping the 5 elements. So that is the worship shown here. So the whole, this is the Abhati. Iti Abhati Chara Charatmakamidam Yaseva Murtashtakam. So the whole universe appears in this 8-fold manner that we worship in this way. Then na anyat kinchana vidyate vimrishatam yasmat parasmadvi bhoho. Na anyat means there is nothing else. We have not left out anything else. Nothing else is left out. For whom? Vimrishatam. Vimarsha means analysis. So those who are deep thinkers, the mumukshus, they can easily understand that now my worship is complete. Nothing is left out. If I worship the five elements, all the stars, all the satellites, and all the people praying to Dakshinamurti. This is Aneka Rupa Upasana Darshanam. Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshina Murtaye. Let's chant it again. भूरम्भास्य नलो निलोऽम्बरमहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. Now we conclude with the last shloka, and generally the last couple of shlokas will be Phalashruti. Yeah. Now, in most of the stotrams, what will be the phalam that one will anticipate? Exactly. Materialistic phalam. Putra, pautram, dhanam, dhanyam, visa, arogyam, freedom from obstacles, land, property dispute should be cleared up. These are the sankalpas many people will do, right? But what can be the phalashruti of Dakshinamurti Stotram? Brahma Vidya, Sarvatma Bhava. So that Sarvatma Bhava means Sarvasya Atma Bhava. Can I see myself in all? Ahameva idam sarvam. Can I see me in the stars, in the sun, in the moon, in the plants, in the people who hate me, who complain about me, who gossip about me? Ahameva idam sarvam. That is called Sarvatma Bhava. That is the main Phalashruti talked about here, but other Phalashruti is also there. Ashtasiddhis will also come. So let us chant the shloka first, the last one. This does not end in Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaidam, because it's talking about the Phalashruti. Sarvatmatvamiti sputikritamidam यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितम् स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः महाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्ये तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतञ्च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् सिद्धे तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतञ्च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम्. It's also chanted little differently. Siddhye tat punarashtadha parinatam chaishwaryamavyahatam. Yeah. So the last shloka is presenting the Phalashruti for whom? Not the worldly minded seekers, but for the mumukshu. So for the mumukshu is seeking something else. Mumukshu is not seeking a finite goal. So, what is the mumukshu seeking? Moksha, right? And that is described here as sarvatma bhavana. Sarvat, sarvatmatvam means sarvasya atma. Can I grasp that self knowledge, the self of all? Yeah, that atma tattvam, which is the same. The atma of mine is the atma of Indra, atma of the mosquito, of the ant, of the rishi, of the thief. Atma is atma, pure, nitya shuddha mukta shuddha svabhavaha. That is called sarvatma. So this is the main phalashruti. And amushmin stave. See, stava means a stotram. Stava. So in this stotram, Dakshinamurti stotram, amush means stave. What is the phalashruti? Sarvatmatvam. It is sputikritam idam. Sputikritam means made very clear that if you chant this stotram, yeah, regularly and understand the meaning, then definitely moksha is there in the form of sarvatmatvam. Sarvatmatvam is simply self-knowledge. Yeah, we will clearly have crystal clear knowledge of Atma. That ekam advitiyam Atma. Now, how is that possible? Tena asya shravanat tadartham mananat dhyanacha sankirtanat. So, how do we get the Sarvatma? We will get it by the triple sadhana of Jnana Yoga, that is by Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. That's the second line. Tena asya, that means by that, by the stava, the stotrams, for that, of that, Shravanam should be done, of this stotram. Tena asya Shravanat, by the Shravanam of Dakshinamurti stotram, then tadartham mananat. What is the artha meaning? You do mananam. You reflect upon it and constantly dwell upon the meaning, raise your doubts, discuss and share with others, other like-minded seekers. That is mananam. Then follow it up with nididhyasanam, dhyanam. Here it is dhyanam, no? So dhyanam is contemplation, nididhyasanam. So asya shravanat, tadartha mananat, dhyanatcha sankirtanat. No? Sankirtanat is to chant the stotram. No? So the chanting of the stotram is so powerful that it will connect us to the meaning one day, and by that Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, we will attain Sarvatmatvam. Sarvatmatvam is moksha. Yeah, moksha is the understanding of who I really am. The truth of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara is that one Atma. And that is the Sarvatma Bhavana. And as we always say, what is Shravanam? Shravanam is one must listen to the unfoldment of the Shastras for a length of time with a Brahmavid, if it is possible, Shrotriya, Brahmanishta, Guru or Acharya for a length of time. Because the minds are so conditioned, to break through the condition will take time. Now, the Sanakadis, Sanat Kumaras, they had purely unconditional minds. When they manifested, they said, no, we want Nivritti Marga. They did not want Pravritti Marga. So, the Upadesha could just sink into them just by the Chinmudra. But for the ordinary Jiva, who will have so many kinds of conditioning in the mind that may obstruct, then this is advised, Shravanam. Repeated Shravanam and consistently also without breaks. Yeah. Then after Shravanam or along with Shravanam, we have to do Mananam. Mananam is when we walk out, of the Shravanam in a Zoom class or offline class, then we have to be in that Chintanam all the time. that Gita shloka, then reflect upon it. That is called active mananam. Then dhyanam. Nididhyasnam is the taking time to contemplate upon it. So, see, nididhyasnam can only happen after your doubts are cleared and after one has done shravanam. Otherwise, you won't know what to contemplate on. Right? So, we should know clearly.
Subject.
Yes. Yeah. What do I contemplate upon myself? Then, if I think I'm the body, then we don't want to contemplate on the body. So, Atma, the nature of Atma should be fairly clear for us to meditate upon it. So, that is Dhyanat. Then, Sankirtanat is, like we are doing these past few days, chant the mantra of Dakshinamurti, the stotram of Dakshinamurti, and then what will happen? Sarvatmatvam mahavibhuti sahitam syad ishwaratvam swataha. Swataha ishwaratvam. That is, you will know the God that you have been worshipping externally is you. Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, you are the God that you have been worshipping externally through that Ekarupa Bhakti, Anekarupa Bhakti. Now it is Arupa Bhakti. You have discovered your true nature. That is the Atma Tattvam. That is meant here in the third line. Syat, what would be there? Syat, Ishwaratvam Swataha. One's own divine Atma nature will be very clear to one who follows this instruction. Shravana Manana Nididhyasnam along with Sankirtanam. Okay? Sarvatmatvam Mahavibhuti. So, Sarvatmatvam is a Mahavibhuti. It's not an ordinary achievement. That is why moksha pursuit is called Parama Purushartha. Parama Purushartha means the ultimate goal of life. Whereas Dharma, Artha and Kama are preceded. Now, initially, Artha and Kama, we do have many goals we have desired, we are desiring, we fulfill them as per Dharma. But this Phalashruti is for a mumukshu. The mumukshu has discovered what? The limitation of dharma, artha and kama. Is there more to life than, again and again going round and round, kama, karma, karma phalam, janma? Then that is when the pariksha is happening. We are examining life. We're pressing the pause button and then a change comes. We are ready for the Jnana Kanda of the Vedas. That is the mumukshu. So for the mumukshu, this phalam is told. Then there is some more phalam, exciting phalam. Siddhye tat punaha ashtadha parinatancha aishwaryam avyahatam. No? There will be the eightfold unobstructed aishwaryam. Avyahatam aishwaryam will be there in a eightfold way. Now, we have heard of this Ashtasiddhis. No, Hanumanji had Ashtasiddhis. So, Garima, Laghima, Mahima, all that is there. So, the yogis, they gain the siddhis, the power to read minds, how to levitate, or, to become very sukshma, subtle, and then fly here and there, leave the body and return. All these siddhis also can come to one who does this. But a mumukshu is not after these miracles, Ashtasiddhis. It may come, but what does the mumukshu want? Sarvatmatvam. No? Sarvatmatvam is guaranteed, assured if you follow these upadesha. Then along with that, this fringe benefit will also be there as the unobstructed, Ishwaratvam. Okay. So the mumukshus are not seeking miracles. Puja Swamiji would say, had said once, no, you want me to also pull out vibhuti packets like some Mahans do? I can do it, but I will not. So there are great Siddha Purushas who manifest Shivalingams and vibhuti and then they distribute babas there. No? With all respect, in this parampara, we are not seeking those siddhis and miracles, but we are seeking the clear understanding of Atma Tattvam. That is, Atma is the Ishvara right here and now. So you see how the 9th shloka was talking about Aneka Rupa Upasana, Vishwarupa Darshanam, and that brings us to this Palishruti, that is Atma Eva Ishvaraha. That is, Atma is the Ishvara that I have been worshipping with form. No? So the Saguna form of Ishvara in my puja room is with form, with attributes. Then the mind expanded to see my beloved deity in many more, things of the world. I can see Sri Rama. We used to wonder how Puja Swamiji would look like all the devatas rolled into one. We could see Hanumanji in Puja Swamiji, then the Vatsalyam of Devi, then the Dharma, righteousness of Sri Rama, and then the quiet, contemplative, ascetic nature of Shiva in Puja Swamiji, all those. No? So, as a bhakta, when the mind expands and becomes very sensitive, we can see that individual Eka Devata worship expands into Aneka Devatas. And then that, when we pursue the Jnana Yoga as a mumukshu, we arrive at the limitless, all-pervading Ishvara, who is none other than my own Atma. And that is the grand finale of this Dakshinamurti Stotram. So, have you seen how the whole journey is from a gross state, from the Bala stage to the Jnani stage? No? So, from a very body, mind, world centered vision, no, we are coming to a Ishvara centered world. So, finally, what is the vision? All that is here is Ishvara. So, Ishvara, we cannot confine Ishvara to a temple or to a mountain like Arunachala or to a river. One Mahatma says, Delaware, is it a river? Delaware is a place, yeah. There is some other river, Nile or, Amazon. So the Mahatma said, for me, Amazon and Nile are equivalent to our Ganga. But for many people, it won't be equal, right? Because that Mahatma can see that the Nile is also Jalatattvam, equally Jalatattvam as our Ganga, Yamuna. Yes. So for that Mahatma, wherever they go, their vision penetrates the race, the community, the skin tone, and whatever they are doing, and then they can worship anything and everyone as Ishvara. So that is, that's why it said the Jagat is endless wonders are there. You can take a banyan leaf and worship it as Ishvara. Yes. But initially, we want to stay inspired. So we connect to a very positive manifestation, like a tulasi plant or a banyan tree, But then the final vision is that all that is here is Ishvara. And that is Sputikritam. Sputikritam means that becomes very clear when we devote our, understanding to this stotram. Okay. So now let us maybe chant the whole thing one time. Not the Dhyana shlokas, but only the main stotram. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद् भूतै यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत् यद्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत् कल्पार्थगं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यः साक्षात्करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भोनिधौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नानाचित्रघटोदरस्थितमहा दीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिः स्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात्येतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलां बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्धजडोपमा स्वहमिति भ्रान्ताभृशं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहा व्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशो मायासमाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वात्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमित्यन्तं स्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वाय एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये पूरं भास्यनलो निलोम्बरमहर्नाथो हिमांशु पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिन् स्तभे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येतत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् सिद्ध्येतत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम्. So by the grace of Adi Guru Prajna Dakshinamurti, by the grace of the founder of this ashram, Swami Omkarananda Saraswati, And by the grace of Parama Puja Swamiji, who has taught us this stotram in Anekati, and the grace of all the Parivara Devatas, the resident Swamijis, and by the grace of all of you. So, we were able to complete this amazing masterpiece stotram of Adi Shankaracharya in this 3-day camp, which is concluded now. Now, so the journey is, we are all identified with the body first, rightly so. But then when the Viveka comes, then we think, how can I be the body? I am the Jiva in the body. Right? That is the next step. No? And then finally, we find that Jiva is that Sarvatma Ishvaraha in all. So there is a whole journey, Jiva Yatra there. And that is why Krishna has said that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So that Mahatma who has attained the Sarvatmatvam is indeed Durlabham, rare to find, because he has perfected his lifestyle and mind over Bahunam Janmanam, over many, many births. No? Karma Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga, sadhanas, then Jnana Yoga, gain the Adhikaritvam, and have the punyam to have a guru, then start Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam, all this, then finally Sarvatma Bhavavid. The Swamiji will say, we need not think we have many more births. Swamiji would encouragingly say, this could be your last birth, where you have already come so far. And that is the goal. So I remember, as to conclude, the shloka of Hanumanji. No? So when Hanumanji and Sri Ram meet in Kishkinda, no? Then Sri Rama asks, no, Kosi, who are you? Kaha asi? Then Hanumanji says, very beautiful shloka, that Deha buddhyatu dasoham. Then Jiva buddhyatu tvat amshakaha. Yeah? Atma buddhya tvameva aham. Which means that Deha buddhya, if I think I am this body, O Sri Rama, then I am your dasaha. I am willing to do, follow your command. But if I am identified with the jiva is an amsha of Ishvara, tvat amshakaha. But if my understanding is I am the Atma, there is no difference between you and me. Tvameva aham. So we have to respect all the three standpoints, Swamiji will say, we don't approach a guru and say, you and I are one. So let me leave out the dakshina and the pranams and namaskaras. No. So we respect the upadhi. But privately, in the mind, we know that Atma is one. So let's conclude now with the Shanti mantras. ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ